Okay, I
Mhm.
have a question for you because I saw this online the other day and I'm curious what your answers are. You have to pick 5
Okay.
exercises you can do for the rest of your life. Only these
Okay, and
exercises.
it's just for me, right? Like, stuff that I
What do you
wanna
mean?
do for the rest of my life, not like stuff I would
Yeah,
prescribe.
yeah, yeah, just for you, just for day.
Okay.
No, 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 no. Oh my god, that'd be crazy
Okay, let
too.
me write this down because I had this conversation yesterday with Marley, where I was like, "This movement I will always do for my whole like, the rest of my life," and
I'm
now
in
I'm
your head.
blanking on what movement.
I'm inside your
Now I'm
brain.
blanking on what movement it is. Oh, I know.
Oh, and maybe yeah, you can also do 5 exercises you can like you oh no, I have a different question for that. Never mind, never mind, never mind. Just
Okay.
do for you.
'Kay. There's I'm blanking on I'm trying to think of the last one.
It's always interesting to hear where people's
Okay.
brains go with this, you know?
Alright. Sweet. Do you have your list?
The worst is when you start
Okay, we'll
fuck
start
no,
writing
dude.
your list. Mine is first one's gonna be well, in no particular order, but if you want me to put them in order, then I would need another minute for that. But RDLs, I'm always gonna have an RDL in there, preferably dumbbell, barbell, so I can load it up heavier. Just because it's an easy one. Like with dumbbells, like your limiting factor is gonna be the grip. You can use straps, but eventually the dumbbells get so clunky. Let's say whatever you want to go like a small weight up. It's kind of hard with dumbbells. RDLs is just a lot easier. With barbells, it's a lot easier. So barbell RDLs.
Mhm,
Second one, I don't think any of these are going to be surprising though. Dips.
mhm.
I'm I'm gonna have dips in
Yeah,
there. Weighted,
a
unweighted,
whore for
wide,
dips.
not wide, fat, like yeah,
All the
all the variations,
variations.
fast, tempo, ice, a hold at the bottom, all of that. I just really like that movement. I think if you're trying to hit like all the pushing muscles, like that's the one I would go for. I would do like the rest of my list. There's no benching, there's no dumbbell benching, there's none of that, no other pushing. Like that's the one I would do.
Just
Yeah,
dips. Hell yeah.
that Bulgarian split squats. Always keep that in there, rear foot elevated. Whether that's
Mm,
with a barbell, dumbbells by your side, goblet position, front rack, barbells, safety, squat bar, whatever. I'm just gonna always have a Bulgarian split squat variation.
yeah.
And, I would prefer that. Like the rest of my list, I don't have a bilateral squat and I'm okay with that. I'm good with just the Bulgarians, honestly.
Mhm,
Next one, again, I don't like I said, none of these are surprising. Pull-ups. Pull-up variations,
mhm.
chin-ups, neutral grip, normal pull-ups, tempo, weighted, all that. So, there's that one. And then last one, just, like, heavy carries, and I just put carries as, like, a blanket, right? Like, whether that's a D-ball
Yeah,
carry, a
yeah.
stone carry, farmer's carry, overhead carry, front
Huh.
rack carry, offset carry, whatever.
Mhm.
I just think, like, I really like working my grip, and then I do think, like, the times where I was, like, the strongest, like, overall strong, like, I had a very strong core, my full body, it was when I was doing a lot of carries. So, that's just one I think I would it translates really well to everything, and I would keep in. So, those are the 5. Right, like, I'm not training for anything specific, I just wanna be, like, as strong as I can be and just, like, be healthy and enjoy my training, and those are the
Yeah.
5 that I think hit all those marks. If I was training for something more specific, if I was an athlete, maybe there are some things I would take out and put in, but for right now, like, for me, that
That's a great list, dude. Your list made me feel like I'm a fucking
I'm
loser.
curious what yours are
It's
and
so
what
good. I have a question for about carries because I have a very strong opinion about carries, but if you could give any advice to our listeners about carrying things, because I do think it's maybe just my version of the algorithm, but I see a lot of stuff arguing about carries online, like whether to do them, whether not to do them,
Mhm.
blah, 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 blah. If you could give advice to people about doing carries, do you have any advice for that?
Like, in terms of how to do them or, like, how they should approach it?
Uh-huh.
I think
Yeah,
just
yeah,
going as
yeah,
heavy
yeah.
as you can. Like, I think it should
Okay.
yeah, it should
Perfect.
challenge, right, like, the movement. Like, if you're doing an overhead carry, like, the hardest part should be, like, towards the end when you're finishing the distance or whatever time, but also, like, the beginning part to even get them in the overhead position, right? Like, you're actually challenging everything, and, like, I think for me, I feel like I've done them appropriately is when I feel like the next day I could feel like the muscles that have been worked, like in my forearms, which I normally don't feel in any other movement. Or if I'm doing overhead carry, like
Mhm.
sometimes I'll get some like crazy weird soreness where I don't feel them anywhere else. So it's like, okay, it's like, because that's what like, the way I program them, like, that's what they're intended for, is to, like, supplement everything else that I'm not doing and, like, challenge things that I'm not challenging in other movements. So if I'm going, like, farmer's carry, like, I'm gonna go very heavy because like, I could go heavy on
Yeah.
a barbell RDL. Sorry, I need to get Ozzy. I like, if I
Yes.
go heavy on a barbell RDL, that's challenging my grip, but not to the extent if I'm doing a farmer's carry with, like, 100 pounds
Yeah.
on each side, right? And I'm okay if I have my posture isn't perfect, like, that's fine. Like, I'm okay with that, as long as I'm not, like, crouched over and looking, like, horrible, right?
Full
Exactly,
sprint mode.
full shrimp mode, like, then that's when you know
Yeah.
it's like, "Okay, this could be potentially, like,
Yeah.
not okay." But, like,
Mhm.
slightly rounded here and, like, may not be the prettiest, but, like, I'm really challenging my grip, and by the end of it, the dumbbells are slipping out, like, that's what I'm gonna do.
Mhm.
So, I think that's how people should approach it is, like, actually challenge the weight and not focus so much on that perfect posture, form, whatever. So yeah.
Yeah. I agree, especially carrying stuff. I just think, yeah, the, like, propensity
Yeah,
to get injured
yeah,
is so low. Like, I would bet the, like, moment is, like, w when you're doing farmer's carries is when you pick them up,
yeah,
like, if they're that heavy. Like, other than that, you're just
yeah.
carrying shit and walking, like, there's no, you know I don't know. Yeah, it just seems like so low side risk with a potential high payout. I just see so much criticism online about farmers carries and that it's like, what does it really do? And it's like, yeah, I mean if you've never done really heavy farmers carries or any's carries for like a few weeks, you're right. I can see why you not felt any
Mhm.
benefits from it. It's like if you are relatively strong and grabbing, like, 35s in each hand and you're kinda
Yeah,
like, "Alright, I'm done." It's like, yeah, they're not gonna feel hard, but, like track bar carries, like, doing farmer's walks with a trap bar, like, you can load up
right.
really fucking heavy, and your whole upper back is
Yeah,
fried, like, fried. So, I agree, really heavy, like, as heavy as
right.
your grips can hold. Sometimes, like, as heavy as you can pick up. If you can go, like, 20
And even,
seconds,
like, an ISO hold or,
sweet.
like you're saying, like, just standing there with it. I think yeah, and they're fun. I think they challenge the body in a different way. It's kind of like your whole system is being worked versus, like, something a
Mhm.
little bit more isolated. For, like, when I'm doing dips, I'm not really feeling it in my legs, obviously, like but I think farmer I know, crazy. Farmers
What
carry is
the
pretty
hell?
much like it has more of a global response in my opinion, with some more varying degrees, but it is more global and again, the way I like to approach it,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, my list. Damn, dude, you fucking convinced me. I can't change mine because I can't also have carries. It seems not good, but I forgot, dude. Okay, this is a very
Uh-huh.
specific one. Is a Hatfield safety bar reverse lunge. So just like hand
Okay.
supported for anyone who doesn't know what a Hatfield is. I also don't have a bilateral squat in here, and I'm fine with that because similar to Bulgarians, like the safety bar reverse lunge, I can just load the piss out of. And I like it because my quads can get fried if I change the
Mhm.
form up a little bit, like if I put my heel lifter on and then just focus on a little
Mhm.
more knee drive. But my adductors get fried, my quad gets fried, my glute gets fried, like my whole leg. Sometimes I feel like my hamstrings are sore from doing safety bar reverse lunges, like lowering the weight down. Like, if I'm at, like, 315 for a 6, my entire leg is
Yeah.
is gone for, like, the soreness, the tiredness. So those are my number 1. I think that's, like, the best leg exercise I've ever done, and that, I think, almost includes against my traditional
Yeah.
barbell back squat. Like, I have felt more progress in terms of leg strength from a safety bar reverse lunge than I have from squatting,
Oh, yeah.
I think. Now, do I have any actual data to support this in terms of, like, did I do a test where I, like, squatted only and then lunged only? No. And does it really cross over? Because, like, if I'm squatting all the time, then I'm getting good at squatting as a skill, you know? And if I'm lunging more anyway, I just feel like I get more work out of my whole leg in terms of, like, effort and perceived exertion and soreness and the size of my leg and how strong my legs feel from lunging than I ever did
Yeah.
from squatting.
And you know what? Now that you mention it, like, I didn't have the bilateral squat either. And for me, I also feel it more like I just feel like my legs get stronger. And again, I don't have any data or anything to support it for myself, but I just feel like my
Mhm.
legs get stronger when I do like single leg exercises. And one thing with me, I think you know this about me, but I have one leg that's longer than the other. That's like it's kind of significant. I want to say it's it's like a I
Mhm.
want to say like an inch or two. Like it's not like just small. It's pretty.
She
Yeah,
walks around like
and
she's
when
got a
I do
big leg like
bilateral
this.
squats, I feel myself, I'm always, like, tilted, and I'm like, "There we go," and, like,
Yeah.
everything's just, like, at an angle, just being supported by one leg, but when I do obviously, the split squats help a lot with that, just, like, making sure that I'm getting, like, an even distribution versus, like, one leg doing all the work and the other leg just, like,
Yeah.
essentially just being a stance leg. Yeah.
Mhm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Lunges are the longer I do this,
Yeah.
lunges are just goated. They're
Yeah.
so good. And I know why people hate them. Like, we've talked about this. I know you've done so many squats. Like, I've squatted until my eyes bleed. Safety bar squats, hand supported squats, machine squats, barbell squats. Like, I've done all the squats, front squats. Like, I'm good at
Mhm.
squatting. And like, I've made my legs sore, but yeah, there's just something about heavy loaded lunges. And I've said this on my Instagram many times. I've said this on here. When I say heavy loaded lunges, I don't mean like 100 pounds. I mean, like when I was doing lunges all the time, I was doing like 3 sets of six at like 315 to
Mhm.
340 on the bar. So I'm still loading the bar r- close to as heavy as I do squatting, and then most of that is
Yeah.
on one leg. And it's like, how can I not be getting more? Like, just, yeah, you're right. Anecdotally, no science behind this. There's no movement where I'm like, fuck, this feels like there's so much effort
Yeah.
coming out of my leg. And it just doesn't always feel that with squats. Does not at all. Okay, second exercise, barbell RDLs. I agree. Again, maybe like in the variations, like I can do
Mhm.
single leg RDLs. Another thing where like RDLs are great. I feel my ass, I feel my hamstrings. Single leg RDLs are also have entered my list of like one of
Mm.
my favorite exercises. Heavy too. Like I got up to 185 the other day doing single leg RDLs, and it was just like I could get to like 7 reps before my whole leg was just like, well, I'm out. Not the other day. This was like 3 weeks ago. Again, shout out depression. Dude, the dips was a good answer. You kept saying stuff, and I kept being like, "Fuck, dude, she's so much smarter than me." I have a barbell incline
I love a
bench
good
press
incline
instead
bench.
of
Yeah.
dips. Yeah, dude. It's just something about it. It's
Yeah.
just good. They're just right. It feels right. Yeah, I mean dips, dude, like the mobility in your shoulders, the stretch on the front delt, the range of motion you can do, the grip changes you can do. I think dips are just probably better. I think you're right. But I'm sticking with a plan here. I'm going barbell RDLs. My pulls, though, I did do croc rows, and I
Okay.
stand by them. If you're listening, you don't know what a croc row is, it is just like a 3-point row where you get a little bit more English, like a little bit more rotation. Like I'm letting my spine kind of twist a little bit more. I feel like it puts some stress on my obliques and helps me get some rotation on my back, which is what I'm normally trying to do because my back is stiff sometimes. Uh, and they're just so fun. Like there's nothing more fun to me than hee-hawing a little bit of rowing, you know? And rowing is I'm really strong at rowing. Like I think my backside is really strong, so rows are always fun. I don't really like pressing that much, to be honest. My last one is decline loaded
That's a
sit-ups.
good one. Yeah.
And as a core hater, the reason they made this on my list is because it's one of the only exercises I really like doing that's
Yeah.
direct core loading. But yeah, like a pad and an ab mat in your like lower back area with your toes tucked under something with a kettlebell, or on like an actual decline like
I
a
was gonna
GHD
say
or
because
something. But just
GHDs
like
are
doing
like GHD sit-ups are my, like, all-time favorite core exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just great. They're great. They're so good. Mobility too, like, you just get so much movement out of the
Yeah.
spine from those. But yeah, decline loaded sit-ups have to be on my last. So reverse lunges, RDLs, incline presses, croc rows, and decline loaded
It's a good
sit-ups.
list.
Yeah.